Yes, I think everyone can see it. So I guess okay, it's 2:01, so we can start. Hi guys, thanks for tuning into today's Life After Grad School event. So the PGC has this seminar series where we invite various UF Physics alumni to talk and provide our fellow grad students with valuable insights into, I don't know, the possible career paths that they could pursue after graduation. So this is actually the fourth one we've had, but the second one for this semester. Stay tuned for an in-person LAGS colloquium next month on April 4th. Um, but for today, we have the pleasure of having Dr. Chang Long speaking about his career path throughout finance. So at UF, he was working with Dr. David Tanner on applying or studying the optical properties of metallic 2D and 3D terahertz metamaterials. But then after graduating in the fall of 2016, he accepted a position as a quant analyst at Regions Financial. Following that, he became VP at Citigroup until his current position as Director of Fidelity Investments in the greater Boston area. So yeah, I guess I could hand it off to you, Cheng, and at the end we can maybe have a more open discussion on things. But
Yeah, thank you, Davis. And I see a lot of professor in the meeting. I'm very nervous. Sorry. And can you hear me? Actually, so
yes, I can hear you.
hello. Okay. So yes. So thanks for the introduction for me, Davis. And here is our agenda today. So first is introduce myself, and second is how did I determine my career path, and then what can physics contribute to our job hunting, and some useful resources. And the last one is questions. And here is my background, and I think Davis have just talked about it. And I spent several years in Florida, and really enjoy the life in UF. And here is my career path. After I graduate, I found a job in Atlanta in 2016, and the job title is something like an analyst. And what I do is do some quantitative risk analytic. So it's something to build a model for risk management for commercial bank business. Regions Finance, actually, it's a Regions Bank. Uh, it's a not a very big bank in US, but it's a very big bank in Southeast. But actually, before I joined that bank, I never know this bank before. So, and I remember there's a branch in Butler Plaza, right? Very close there. Right? And after that, I joined. I want to come back to Florida because Atlanta's tax is too high, and then I go back to Florida and in Tampa, and to get rid of the income tax. And then I joined Citigroup. That's a larger bank in US, and actually it's I think it's the third largest bank in US, and it includes investment bank and commercial bank. And so I also did a lot of job in quantitative analytics for the investment bank business, but it's still for risk management and something about the investment business. And then after 2022, I, I transferred to another investment company, Fidelity Investments. It it's the biggest asset manager in the world. I think I can say. Sorry. Sad. and right now I'm still here and to waiting for my green card. And for this one, I think it's a big change because this one is I jump out of the risk management and right now it's doing some investments. So I do some research on the equity and the fixed income. Fixed income is a bond, so some corporate bond and a treasury and something like that. And it's something called a buy side. Buy side that means investment company. Sell side is something like investment bank. So I will introduce this to some general concepts for the finance market in the following slides. For example, I think the font may be a little bit small, but maybe everybody, if if someone cannot see that, you can tell me. And something a buy side means some there are four aspects of the buy side. Asset management, that's something like BlackRock, Fidelity, and Berkshire and Hathaway. They hold a lot of money to buy the assets. So, for example, the equity is a stock, and bond, something like that, and or something like the real estate, by the commercial house buildings and house to do some investments. And the second one is insurance, like MetLife, AIG, and something. They they provide an insurance service, but they charge you the premium, and they use the premium to do the investments. And they also hold a lot of money to do the investments. They have a department called asset management department to focus on the uh, investments business. And the third one is a hedge fund. Hedge fund. Right now, the most famous one is Citadel, and that's very famous. And they moved from Chicago to Miami. I think maybe 1 or 2 years before, and they want to avoid get rid of the tax in Chicago, and I think a lot of employee from this company moved to Miami and raised the house price in Miami about 40%. Uh, the employee are very rich, and they buy a lot of house over $2 million and there. And the second one and another famous one is Two Sigma, and something like point 72. And then the fourth one is PE and VC, something like Blackstone, focus on the real estate and Bain Capital in VC, invest some startup. And and then it's sell side. Sell side is an investment bank, something like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley something. And then big bank like JP Morgan and Citigroup, and then some big banks like PNC and TD Bank. Capital One is tier two banks, and also some consult company like BCG and McKinsey, and some accounting company, for example, Ernest and Young and PwC, and also exchange company and broker company like Robin Hood and Charles Schwab. Uh, I think the last one is how how to compare them. I think at the top it's a PE company, VC company, and a hedge fund, and then the worst one I think that's Maybank. So that's why I jump from Maybank to big bank and then go to asset management bank, company, something like that. And I think uh, for physics students, we can consider all of them. So they have a lot of positions need a physics student to fill, and they need a physics students skill to do a lot of not just modeling and also make some decision of the investment and risk management. And here is some general concept of the title. So if you want to find a job, so in the job description, they will tell you what is the title of this job. And at least you should know that this one relative to your salary. I think it is very important. For example, if you find a position it's something like a managing director, you don't need to see the job again because that one is a very high level. I think not everyone can get a job position for that. For example, the banks lowest is officer, and then second one is assistant vice president, and then vice president, and then SVP, it's a senior vice, and then director, and then managing director. I think, and some here is some others, some asset management companies. Like first one is analyst, and then manager, senior manager, and a director. And the title name are very similar, but the order is different. But for hedge fund, it's totally different. So hedge fund is a very flat structure. So usually only analyst and then portfolio manager. So although you can see the name is analyst, but the level is very high. So for example, for our PhD student, I think for banks, when you join the company, the first position should be assistant vice president. Officer is for the masters, and if you have two masters, you can be assistant vice president. And about 2 years, you can, and your performance is good, and then you will be promoted to vice president. And after the vice president, I think to senior vice president, I think maybe 7 years. These two, and I think you don't need to wait. I think you should transfer to another company to get a higher position. I think you don't need to waste the time to spend 7 years for this. I think it's not worth. I think, and for the asset management company, I think for the PhD student, I think your first position should be a manager, something like this, and then maybe you can, or if you're lucky, maybe you can get a senior manager's position, and then about 5 years, after 5 years, you can go to director, something like this. And for hedge fund, I think there's no promotion. They just care about how much money you can. So if you earn a lot of money first year, maybe you can go to portfolio manager. That's the toppest position. So I think this is some basic idea about the title. I think maybe it's helpful for you when you read the job description. And for finance company, there are three parts. So first one is back desk, and middle desk, and front desk. Front desk is the department to face the customers, and to earn the money, and to make deal, and they 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 make the most profit of this finance company. So um, it's the most important department in the company. So they got the highest salary in the company. And middle desk is something like to develop some model and to do some risk management. So middle desk is to support front desk to do the some analytics. And then the back test is a model risk team and some IT development. So I think is to do some to make the website for the middle desk and the front desk to do some operation when they do the trading and uh, to help them to make the decision. They just make the website, and also if someone has the front desk and the middle desk has some idea, uh, for example, write down some formulas. They ask IT development to implement it. For example, they have idea and to find a to they have a strategy to earn the money, and but they want to make it automation, and they will ask IT department to implement the idea into some computer languages like C++ and Java and even some Python or something. And the model risk team is if you're not in this finance industry, maybe you don't know what is that. So model risk is um, so the middle desk model development develop a lot of model, but the model maybe has some issue, and model risk team will evaluate the issue and to give feedback to the model development team suggestion and says your model has problem, you have to fix it, and they are just like someone to check the model quality, something like that. And the front is much greater than middle and much greater than the back desk. I think it's not just the importance and also the salary. And for example, a front desk's very low level employee maybe has a much higher salary than a middle desk and a back desk at the same level, or even higher level. Yeah. Okay, so here is what I do. What do I do every day? Um, what I do is to build some to build and maintain some models for investment and trading for the very front desk. So right now, I think what I do right now is something between the middle desk and the front desk, and I'm at the back of the researchers and strategist team, and so what I do is to communicate with them and to support them to build some models and for the investment, and then build some analytical platform for the for the front desk. Sometimes we will have meeting with them, and they are very actually they are very busy every day, especially in the morning. So they will monitor the market before the market open, and then we should be there all, at the same time. And if they have some issue, for example, data issue and model issue, we should help them to fix it. And here is what I did after I joined drawing fidelity. I think that's a work I did about 1 year ago, and it's something to develop the ESG, some equity rating model. It's something to, for example, you have a portfolio. Portfolio has a lot of equity. Uh, how to rank the equity? So which one is good and which one is bad? So this is the equity systematic rating model doing, and the ESG is something very hot topic right now. So that's why I want to put it here. So ESG, the full name is environmental, social, and governance. It's a it's a standard to estimate or evaluate a company if it is good for environmental and governance. For example, ExxonMobil is very good and profitable company in US. That's an oil industry, but its environmental is very bad. Uh, because it's drill to get the oil. So I think this company's rating for ESG is very low. So some portfolio manager will not consider this kind of a company because they think it has environmental risk. For example, if you drill the earth too much, and maybe cause some environmental uh, problem in that area, and then government will stop the drill project, and this issue will give negative impact of the stock price on that company. So some portfolio manager will avoid this kind of a company to based on ESG rating. And also I should design to lead some data process. For example, uh, we use Bloomberg machine to get a data. I think that's industry standard. So we should write down the API and the code to fetch the data, the finance data every day for the front desk. And also here is my schedule every day. For example, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I think the time is very tight today. Every day. Yeah, today I apply over for out of office today for this today's chat. And here is my first job in that is a regular commercial bank. It's not a very big bank, but it still has 4 million customers. So what I did is to build some uh, bond and loan. We know the bank's most biggest asset is loan. So for example, corporate loan or private loan. And what we do is to do the loan valuation, so some and the cash flow, something like that. And also we use some machine learning method to classify the company into different bucket. For example, based on the company's some financial data, to classify the company into different different type, something like that. So if they have, for example, if the company has similar features, so we think they belong to same type, and then for example, if the bank can lend the money to the to the similar banks with the same interest rate, something like, yeah. And here is my second job. That's in Citigroup. That's an investment bank. So investment bank has more and more fancy jobs to do. For example, here is something. What is this? This is some leveraged finance. Leverage. So we develop the leverage finance. This kind of business. How to evaluate the value of it, and another one is develop some risk model to evaluate. This is something. It is a terminology in risk management, but it's something like how much money a city group will lose this year. Some we just build this model to evaluate it. And also we estimate the interest rate model to predict what is the trend for the interest model, for the interest change. For example, we should predict what is the mortgage rate looks like, and is it a good time to buy a house or sell a house, uh, and that's it. And here is just to build a model to estimate the volatility of equity and commodity. It's just volatility is just the volatility of the stock price. For example, we know the volatility of a Bitcoin is very high every day. So this something. We can tell you. So Bitcoin is a kind of a commodity, something like that. And okay, so after we talk about a lot of about the finance concepts, here is the skill set that we use every in my career path. I think for the math, I think Monte Carlo simulation, and we use this one to estimate the stock price, for example, and uh, optimization. Optimization is how to say that. So, for example, giving a risk, how can you build a portfolio to maximize its return? This is optimization, or give you a given a return. How can you minimize the risk? Some This is some problem of the optimization, and a statistic, some probability. How can you calculate? For example, the probability of the default. Someone borrowed a credit card money, and the finance company want to estimate what are this guy's probability of the default, and stochastic process. This is I think this is something like a Brownian uh, movement, something like that. They use this kind of special math to estimate the options price. For example, the Black-Scholes formula, and I think we can. If you wanna learn this kind of knowledge, you can just search some book and some basic textbook to learn it. For example, you can wiki it. But sometimes even in the Wikipedia, the knowledge is very deep. So I think maybe it's better to get some very easy textbook to learn it first. And also we need some computer science knowledge. Everybody is coding right now, so even in finance company, especially the quant needs a lot of computer science knowledge. For example, algorithm, data structure, and for example, you should know some Python. I think that's a basic because Python is open source and it's free. And I think some people know how to code in C++, I think that's a very big plus. Nobody use C++ right now. It's a very complex language, and some people use R. Some company use R, but this is the R is becoming less and less popular because everybody use Python to replace it, and also some database language, something like SQL to manage the big data, and you should know some multi-processing and thread knowledge to accelerate the computation, and also some Linux, because in the server, everybody use Linux to 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 uh, to run the program. And I think here you can, a lot of people they want to be a software well engineer. So I think a lot of the resources on the on the website, and for example, DataCamp, CourseOri, and there's a website called LeetCode to practice the coding problem. And also there are some uh, finance stuff, some basic concept and the knowledge for the equity and the fixed income and derivatives. And you can find some material for CFA level one. That's a chartered finance analyst. That's an exam. I think some basic knowledge from level one. I think it's good. It's good for the interview, I think. Um, and some report representing software, some like Tableau and Power BI, Excel and VBA. Excel is very useful. Everybody use that, and also you can learn it from a website called DataCamp. It's not expensive. One year I think $140, and some softer skills, and you should at least to make some beautiful PowerPoints and to communicate with other guys and be more proactive and hungry. So and uh, here yeah why I choose academic industry, not academic. I think case by case. I think based on what you want and what you have. So what I had is I have a very poor academic background. I think I'm not good at doing research, I think. And for me, a good way is to find a benchmark. For example, senior team members in your team, and or some other students. For example, your research, your research and this person's research are very similar, and you can compare you and another student. So you think, for example, in my team, their academic are very good. I think I cannot catch up them, and so I choose another way. And yeah, the third one. Yes, I mentioned here my academic background is very weak, and I shouldn't put this sentence here because I see Dr. Tanner here. So and
It's
and
not completely true. It's not true, of course, but anyway.
Okay, sorry. I just yeah I prepared job seeking about two years before, because I got married at that period. I have to find a job to support my family. I think that's a very yeah. And Why? Yeah. What industry we should choose? I think it's consider the. I consider the three directions: software, and the semiconductor, and the finance. And software engineer, I tried but failed. Actually, we know the software engineer earn a lot of money, especially the stock market right now is pretty good, and for the base salary may be almost the same, but they can get a lot of extra bonus from the stock. And semiconductor, I think, need a strong academic background. You need to have some publication. Uh, I don't have actually. So and I actually I asked my friends to recommend me in semiconductor company, but failed. And so I choose finance. I think for me, I think this is maybe it's the only choice for me. And after I go into this market, I find the finance very good for physics students actually. So many position open to physics students, especially Ph.D. And and in their job description, they mentioned you don't need to know any finance background. You can learn it after you join. Nobody knows everything. So especially for some very good company, they don't they hope you can learn a lot of knowledge after you join. I think, to be honest, I think a better company will ask you a lot in the job description. They ask this and then they ask you that, and but after you join the company, you find you can learn nothing. And um, the third one is my wife is a finance major and helped me a lot. I asked her a lot of finance questions from her, and also maybe before maybe in the future I consider go back to China, and in China's finance is a little bit better than software and semiconductor, because finance is something an industry like you if you have uh, more years in this market, it will be hot. You will be more popular. But at least in China's software engineering, after you over 35 years old, maybe it's not good. They will file people after 35 years old and get a cut cost. And semiconductor, I think semiconductor is okay, and semiconductor industry is okay. I don't know if they have a lot of stock. The only thing I know is they can they can own the they can get some stock every quarter, and but the price is 90% of the market price at that day. And then you have two choice. You can hold it, or you can sell it at that day, and then you have a 10% return at that day. And but I don't know if they have a lot of stock like software and engineer. Okay. So, what is the challenge when when I find a job? So the first one is no finance basic knowledge and a background, and no finance math and statistic knowledge. The finance math is and statistic is just for finance. They don't use in any other aspect. Uh, for example, the stochastic, something like a Brownian movement. I don't think other industry will use Brownian movement. Mm. So, and I don't have any network in finance market. I don't know anyone in that. That's why my first job is in a relative small bank. But actually, I was very happy in that bank. So not they helped me to get H1B visa, and and I think also the Atlanta, the city is pretty good, I think. And how to overcome these challenges, I think there's no short way, and um, to find a book and a video to learn. I think you can easily to find them in the website, and even some YouTube. YouTube, a lot of people teach you how to learn the statistic, and and for coding, I think same way. I think algorithm and data structure is a basic. And you can learn it from the videos in the YouTube, and practice in the website called Lead Code. For finance, you can try some easy problem to practice. You don't need to go to medium and hard. Um, Easy is enough. And to search some interview questions and learn new skills in the questions. Okay, so yeah, before you go to the interview, I think you can just search the questions on on the website. A lot of people share their interview experience on the website. Definitely, you should take a look. And yeah, there's no short way, and apply more jobs in the market. And the first job is very hard to get for me, I think. Yeah, but I think everybody is smarter than me, so I think for you guys, if you learn all the knowledge available, I think should be better than me. And yeah, what next is what can physics contribute to our job hunting? I think yeah, many positions will point out they need physics students, especially PhD. They need your brain actually. To be honest, they need your brain to earn the money for the company, and they know you are smart and know how to model. That's that's their logic. So because it's a company, they want to earn money, and they want to use you. And why not math? Everybody says, oh, math maybe. My physics students math maybe not good as math students. Why they don't want math? Yes, they want, but actually math. Some students they only do the research on the pure math, and but physics people can applying the knowledge to the model. So they don't care how much knowledge you have, how deep the knowledge you have. They just care about uh, how can you use your knowledge to model, and then to get money. So yeah. And what skills from the PhD students during the position now? I think right now, I think it's some math and statistic, but you don't need to be very hard in after you join the company. Maybe the interview maybe ask you some very hard questions, but actually if you use very hard math and statistic in the regular work, I think this company will die. I think, yeah. And some basic algorithm, Linux, and high performance. I think high performance is very useful. The high performance of PC is very useful. I think a lot of people in high energy physics in our department, they will have some advantage, I think, especially in Linux and high performance. Right now, everybody says big data. I think no big data larger than a high energy, right? I think at least the unit is bits, right? I don't know. Yeah, something like big data, like distributing computing and machine learning, maybe. Yeah, machine learning is just I think looks very fancy, but I don't think I don't think bank will use machine learning. So to do to do make the decision. Yeah. Because every time maybe the result are different. So well, no customer will believe in the machine to make the decision, I think. Yeah. Right now, what is the job market trend? I think more and more quants. So actually, in the company, there are two different aspects. One is quant, and another one is fundamental. Fundamental means we make the investment decision based on the performance of this company. For example, the company is very strong, and you will think this company's stock price will be good. Um, they just do research on the companies based on the finance statements data. And the quants maybe use a lot of tools, statistic and sometimes machine learning maybe, yeah, mm, use some math model to predict the how the stock price change, something like this. And also more and more big data and automation. For example, before maybe we need a we need a uh, we need like two people to do one job, but after the automation, maybe just didn't need one. And big data is I think especially for finance, the data is a lot. So even for one company, it has a lot of data. So you have to do the data mining to find the useful information from that. And the third one is very important, unstructured data. What is unstructured data? It's not a data like a table. Uh, it's something like video and voice. And right now you can see the everyday's stock market are very volatile. Why? Because the company use the NLP, natural language process, to capture the text in the news and capture the talk in the TV and even some videos in the news. They use the NLP model to extract the useful information from that, and then the computer makes the decision itself to buy and sell price. For example, the Fed every week it has a talk for Fed to talk about how about the interest rate, the treasury rate. If the Powell says something, it will reflect it to the stock price immediately. Yeah. That's the unstructured data. And also to how to analyze the unstructured data, they use AI and NLP and some big language model. Big language model is very hot topic these days, and and more Python because it's open source. Before they use R and SAS in some finance company, but SAS is very expensive right now. And also they use before they use MATLAB. MATLAB is also very expensive. They don't want to use it, and they transfer to Python because Python is free, and C++ is in high demand. So if you know C++, I think it's very good. It's very good skill. For example, these days, a lot of hedge fund. Yeah, so some game company these days, some game company, they caught a lot of people. They fire a lot of people. Uh, those people are very hot for the hedge fund. Why? So the hedge fund found these people can use the C++ code to to very low so to how to say that, the low latency API for the game. For example, you play the game and you play the game, and your operation will reflect to the TV and monitor very quickly, and that there's no delay on that on your game. So the hedge fund those guys can do that. They need it. They and how to find the positions? Um, yeah, I think a very easy way to find it's find a headhunter in LinkedIn. Someone will say, I don't know, I don't know headhunter. How to find them. So actually, they are anywhere in the LinkedIn. When about 7 years ago, I just put my profile on the LinkedIn and my phone number there. So they shoot me sometimes maybe twice a day. They they like a physics PhD. So they will find if you mention your physics PhD there, so maybe they will go to find you, or you can search them and add them as a friend, and just ask them, I need a job. What are positions on your hand? And they will introduce a lot, and use LinkedIn to search job, and search a job, but and then you will find a link for this job, and then apply it directly in the company website. Um, I think that's a better way to avoid a fraud. Yeah. And we key the list of companies applying one by one. Yes, I think this is the way you have to do. And you don't need to worry about that. After you apply about 10 companies, um, uh, the the rest of them will be very similar. So your operation will be faster and faster. So and for example, the first 10 companies, one company will you will spend about 10 minutes, and after 10 companies you applied, maybe just 1 minute, and for one company. So 1 hour you can apply 60 companies. And yeah, if you have some friends and a network, you can ask them to introduce you. And another way is to find a job, a city or area you prefer. Yes, that's very also very, very, yeah, this is very important. For example, um, you want to find a job in New York, and but you think maybe New York is very expensive. Maybe, for example, maybe you consider another city. Yeah, how to prepare the resume. So go to LinkedIn. The easiest way is you don't do it yourself first. You go to LinkedIn to find some people with a similar background as you, and they are in some position you want to apply, and just download their resume and study it and mimic it and use some terminology they use. Uh, that will be a good plus. And write a general, write a general resume, including your skill set and your experience. And after you read the job description carefully and add some specific requirement to your resume, and this resume is just for that company. You cannot, for example, you have a lot of resume, but you cannot you cannot mix it, and and then prepare some project about the finance in your resume to show your background. I think this is maybe this is not easy, but yeah, go back to the first step to see what they have, and then you can add it first and then do it. So then you will have the background. Yeah, and the last one is last one is in Res Union. I think there's a career center for UF. I think everybody can go there to ask them to correct the grammars and ask them to get a template. And they have many templates. You can choose one you like, and it's a free. And yeah, especially for some foreign students, you're not a native speaker, so you can ask them to help you to reorganize the wording. I think it's very helpful. And also how to prepare the interview. Oh, 2 minutes left. Yeah, so the first round is HR, and they just ask you some basic information. There's no technical questions. You don't need to worry about that. But what the reason they call you is just to make sure you can work in USA legally. So they will ask you if you have a green card and do you have a visa, and what is your visa right now, so, something like that. And and after, if they confirm you can work in US legally, and after about several days, second round will come, and the big boss, for example, there's a team about 10 people, and the leader of the team will call you. He will introduce you the team, and take some notes from the leader. He will talk about what they are doing and what they need for his team. Then you just ask, yes, that's what I have. I can help your team. So even you don't have, you have to say that. And they ask you, he will ask you, do you have this skill? And blah blah blah. And you just say, yes, I have. Even you don't have. And because I'll tell you why. Okay, so and he will bluff. He will also bluff. He will say our team is the best team in the world, and blah blah blah. And you just say, yeah, I agree. I like your team culture, something like that. So and then this is and then after about 1 week, the third one is the real stuff. So okay, so because you promise because you said I have this skill to the big boss right now. You should have it during this week. You have to look up the book to find the skills and basically some terminologies and simple questions you can answer for that skill. And this is the third one. The fourth one. I think every company right now they use a Zoom interview, unless you guys in the same city because they want to save money. And if on site, prepare a good suit and be confident. I think that's it. And I think find a job is depends a lot of luck. So the big boss, for example, the big boss see you the first at the very first eye. Uh, he likes you, and I think maybe it's all done. I think even you didn't answer any questions on the third third round. And after several days they will give you offer. That's it. So okay, here is some useful resources. And here is Python for finance. For this book, you can not only learn some data science for Python, but also some basic knowledge for finance, and it is good. And the second one, a practical guide to quant finance interview. It is quant interview Bible. Some you should have it. And so you should study every questions in that, because for some lazy managers they don't want to prepare the questions. They just select the questions in this book randomly. Yeah. And then the third one is you can take a look. And then the fourth one, frequently asked questions in this one. This one is I remember this one. This book is is very difficult, but you if you have some time, you can try to answer it. I don't think I can answer any question in this book. And that's it. And there's a YouTuber. He introduced a quant career in YouTube. If you have interest, you can take a look. Some are correct, some are not correct, I think, but based on your understanding. So yeah, I think that's it. I think it's a little bit over time. Sorry about that.
Thanks a lot, Chang, for that presentation.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, didn't know about a lot of the finance world, so that's pretty illuminating. But I guess we have time for questions, so you can either
Mhm.
raise your hand or type it in the chat. But if anyone has any questions, okay, we have a question from Anish.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure. Let
great talk. Thanks. So, how is the work-life balance in finance industry, like for a quant job?
Yeah, so yeah, let me I can still share my screen. I'm sharing my screen, right? So uh, let's go back to the companies. Let's go back to uh, the toxic hedge fund is very toxic. So I think if you can survive within survive in 2 years, I think you're Superman. I think, but that's everybody want to go because they earn a lot of money, and the Citadel about 5 years. If you are just a basic analyst, I think in this company, half million, 1 year. Yeah, and if you are good, maybe you promote to third level, to 1.5 million to 2 million per year, and in Miami. And the culture is very toxic. Everybody everybody just think about how to earn money. Between the colleagues, they they don't want other colleagues know what they do. So, and I think for Goldman Sachs, culture is very bad. Morgan Stanley is a little bit better, and JP Morgan is okay. I think Citigroup is very bad, and I think some other Maybanks, it's case by case, I think, but work life balance is okay because they earn less. So more. So I think that's it for consult company is I think you can also try consult company. Consult company, I think BCG and McKinsey, I think work life balance. They don't have work life balance because they will travel every day. So I don't know if I answer your question. So
Yeah, thanks.
yeah.
We have a question from Bariana.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me see. Yes.
Hi. So, kind of two questions. So one, somebody's not.
Sorry, I cannot hear you very clearly. So
Yeah, there's two people talking. Davis, I think you're not muted. Okay. I'll just ask. So, I'm curious how you were able to get your master's in computer engineering while in your PhD, and also how useful it was that you got your master's and how helpful that was.
yes, I think this is a very good question, and so for that one, because in our team I have a I have a we work together with a professor in that department, and then I just I tried several courses there to learn some knowledge, and after that, because I already take several courses, and then I remember 9 courses. After 9 courses, you can get a degree, and I think there's I studied algorithm and data structure and distributed computing courses there. I can say they are very helpful. And another one is something machine learning, something like feature recognizing. So that's something like a machine learning. So it's very, I think it's a very big plus on my resume. But actually, in the interview, you can also talk about it. And but to be honest, in the real work, I use it very few. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.